Hi everybody, so here we are, part 5 of the architecture, planning and projects. So what we've got again is Jo Parker-Liddle. Jo Parker-Liddle has given her time to come across to us. So that's the reason I say Parker-Liddle is Parker-Liddle Architecture. She's been given amazing value. Make sure you have a look online. Make sure you give us some likes and comments and shares, especially for taking the time out and delivering this great content to you. What we're going to talk about now is we're going to talk about refurbs, but refurbs of houses. So thank you again, Jo. Really appreciate it. Yeah, just thanks for coming. Hopefully people have got value from it, but yeah, I'm sure they will have.
You're welcome, and thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Great, for sure. And it's really good. What we've got again is we've got live example. So we've got live examples where Jo's going to now present and show you what she's been doing on a day-to-day basis and how she's been helping people out, but it's keeping you safe. So remember, regulations, finding the right people, understanding the processes. Jo's going to help you out with that by offering this bit of presentation. And as usual, which I mentioned earlier, if you want to ask more questions, ask them in the comments or contact Jo directly.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Gaz, for your time as well.
Yeah, no worries. Over to you, Jo. So let's get going.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the next instalment of architectural hacks and ways to help make your projects more profitable. This time we are concentrating on refurbs. We're only going to give you a few minutes of guidance and tips. There's such a vast amount of information on refurbs, but we don't want to bore you. Plus, there'll be more videos coming so we can discuss things in the future. If you've got any extra questions, then please feel free to comment on this video and we'll put it into another recording at a later date. So as usual, I'm going to share with you some actual live projects and give you an idea of what sort of things you can look at and ways to add value to your refurbs. First up, I'll just share my screen with you all. We are looking at what is actually a block of flats. So it is originally a Victorian house that was converted into flats in a city centre. And one of my property investor clients wanted to make this more valuable. Now, we have used exactly the same floor space. So we've not added any extra, extension or anything on there. It's exactly the same floor space as he already had. And what we've done is make it more rentable. So this is not always necessarily adding extra bedrooms or bathrooms. Sometimes it's just making it more desirable so the actual rental income that you get from it is higher. And this is what we did in this case. So we'll zoom in a little bit. I mean, the other thing that you can see here is we have added an extra ensuite. So this flat can be shared by a couple of people and they've all got their own washing facilities, which is going to make it much more desirable. This originally had a large living room with a very dilapidated kitchen. Adding new kitchens and making it more up to date is going to add so much value. Kitchens and bathrooms, absolutely all the way. Kitchens and bathrooms, make sure that they're up to date, they're fully working, and that people are going to want to live in there. So we made this ensuite a little tiny bit smaller, and that was just to make sure that that bedroom was big enough for a double bed. So you're increasing the amount of occupants you can have in there. Also at the back, the original layout here you can see it was very, very odd. I mean, there was a shower room, but it was accessible through this weird utility room that you came into from the outside. It just didn't really work as an apartment properly. So actually we knocked down all the walls, put new steel lintels in to make sure that it was still structurally sound, and created another big bedroom at the back with another ensuite. So that actually made this flat more rentable and it just increased the value. Just small little bits and bobs like that. I mean, what you need to do when you're looking at your project is work out what your exit is first and plan backwards. So what potential value is there in your project, for instance? I mean, if you can squeeze another bedroom in somewhere, maybe convert a dining room into another bedroom and put your kitchen in your living area, like this one, for instance, living kitchen. It's enough room for sitting, it's enough room for a kitchen, it's big enough for people to share. So these are options you can look at. You know, room sizes, you can increase the amount of rooms. If you are looking at adding an extension, look at the potential GDV of the area. You know, is it going to be worth spending that money adding an extension on there? And the same goes with loft conversions. The next live project that I have to show you is actually a loft conversion, and there's a lot of things to consider in here, not just whether you're going to get the extra bedroom, but loft conversions can be expensive. So you need to work out whether it's worth you putting the money in there. There's so many things to consider when you are looking at whether your building is feasible for a loft conversion. First thing you need to do is poke your head through the loft hatch and make sure that you have enough height from the top of the ceiling joist to just under the apex of the ridge beam. Now, when you are looking at ceiling heights from a building regs perspective, this comes into play when you are looking at the top of the stairs. So you must have at least 1.9 meters from the middle of the top of the stairs to the ceiling to comply with building regs. If you have a sloping ceiling, as in the case of a loft conversion like this one, the very edge of the staircase needs to be at least 1.8 meters to comply with building regs. And there's other bits and bobs to consider here. So for instance, this set of stairs went above the existing set of stairs. So you're saving space there. We did have to steal a little bit of room out of one of the bedrooms. It was the only way to make it work. But you also need to consider where your fire door is going to go. So to get into the loft, you need to have a fire door either at the bottom of the stairs or the top of the stairs. And to comply with building regs, you need to make sure there's a landing either at the bottom of the stairs or the top of the stairs, and that needs to be the same width as the width of the stairs. So these are things you need to consider when you're deciding whether adding an extra room with a loft conversion is worth it. And it also depends on whether you are keeping the building or you're doing a refurb for a flip. For instance, if you're just doing a flip, it might not be worth adding an extension or a loft conversion because it will take you a long time to get that money back. But if you are looking at this as a long-term investment, for instance, the previous job where we were looking at flats, you know, you could actually add another studio by putting a bit of an extension on there. Same with the loft conversion, that's an extra flat and extra rental income coming in every month. So it could actually be worth it. So have a look at those sort of things and then decide what you want to spend. Sometimes doing some light refurb work, you know, new kitchen, new bathroom, and making sure all the structural issues can add that value for flipping. So know your numbers, make sure you work out your build costs properly, and then you can decide what you're going to do with it. Anyway, that's it for me today, and hopefully I will see you again next time.
Thank you, Joe. That's amazing. Again, amazing value. Really, really appreciate it. Thanks for your time. This is the end of this short series, but what we're going to do is, if there's an uptake, which I'm sure there will be, we'll extend this. So we are going to then extend this into various different projects and just do some more live examples where we can, just to keep you safe. But thank you very much, Joe, for doing this short series. We really appreciate it, all of us. The whole point of this is bringing the professionals in to make sure that you keep safe. And Joe is a professional that keeps you safe. So thank you very much. I can't thank you enough.
Oh, you're absolutely welcome, and good luck with everybody's projects and refurbishments, and don't hesitate to get in touch if you need any help, and I'll do what I can to help you.
Amazing. And that is amazing value, and that's really good. And like I said, Joe's taking the time out to do this for free to show you some stuff to keep you safe, and she's bringing her knowledge from over the past so many years that she's been doing this, where people have either fallen foul or don't understand the process, or there's a bit of a knowledge gap. So again, it's just so appreciative just to get that knowledge across to you. And this is invaluable knowledge, everybody. So please like, please comment, please share if you can. Let's get some love for Joe. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.